This account of the sea lions and fur seals of the Galapagos begins off the coast of California, 2,500 miles to the north. The main population of the sea lion, Zolophus californianus, one of the most conspicuous members of the fauna of the Galapagos, is centered there. As a result of its tameness and ready adjustment to captivity, the California sea lion is the most familiar member of the Pinnipedia, the order of mammals that includes sea lions, seals, and walruses. All pinnipeds feed in the water, but bear their young on land. Sea lions and fur seals belong to the family Otariidae, which is characterized by having hind flippers that can be used for walking and by the possession of externally visible ears. Zolophus is unusual among otariids in that it lives in warm, temperate, and tropical waters, the largest populations occurring along the coasts of California and western Mexico, where they aggregate in enormous rookeries on the beaches and rocky headlands of the offshore islands. These animals are on San Nicolas Island, which lies about 70 miles offshore from Los Angeles. Zolophus shows strong sexual dimorphism, the males being 3 or more times as large as the females and much darker in color. The adult male, or bull, has a distinctive crest on the forehead and accumulates heavy deposits of subcutaneous fat on the chest, shoulders, and neck. The female, or cow, is the familiar trained seal of the circus. It lacks the crest on the head and the heavy forequarters of the male. The pups are extremely well developed at birth and can walk and vocalize within minutes of being born. Sea lions spend an enormous amount of time grooming. The 3 toenails in the middle of the hind flippers are used as combs. All the other toenails have been lost. Zolophus females bear a single pup. The females have 2 pairs of mammary glands and produce unusually rich milk. They will nurse only their own young. For the first few days after giving birth, they are extremely solicitous of their pups and react aggressively toward other females that approach too closely. Since Zolophus are highly gregarious, such minor aggressive interactions are frequent. The bulls are completely indifferent to the pups. The amount of time the females spend at sea increases as their pups grow older. When a cow returns to shore, she repeatedly gives a characteristic bawling vocalization, the pup attraction call. Her calling usually results in a number of hungry pups gathering around her. She rebuffs all of them except her own, which she apparently recognizes by its voice and by its odor. The pups can swim from birth, but at first they rarely go into the sea of their own accord. However, when a female goes to the water to cool off, she may take her pup along. After the pups are a few weeks old, they begin to wander about in the rookery. While their mothers are at sea, they usually gather together in groups called pods and spend their time sleeping and playing, either on land or in shallow water. During the breeding season, the adult males establish their status as territorial bulls by fighting.
Because of their violent, aggressive interactions, the bulls are much more widely spaced in the rookery than are the females. The net result is a highly polygamous breeding population, with females outnumbering the males about 15 to 1. Once they have established their territories, the bulls rarely have to fight. They can usually maintain their status by aggressive displays and vocalizations. Groups of young males sometimes carry out these same displays, even though the social context is completely inappropriate. They don't hold territories, and there are no females around. The cows are in estrus for only a few hours during the breeding season. Estrus occurs 3 to 4 weeks after parturition, and the cows are served by whatever male is nearest. Ordinarily, there are no elaborate courtship activities, but late in the season, the territorial bulls are sometimes unresponsive. However, a female need move only a few feet into the adjacent territory to find a male who will breed with her. Zolophus are unusual in that their breeding areas are almost always right at the edge of the water. As a result, aquatic copulations are much more frequent in Zolophus than in other otariids. There are 3 separate populations of Zolophus. A small group, probably fewer than 100, lives in the Sea of Japan. At least 30,000 occur in California and northwestern Mexico. And remarkably, a population of several thousand lives squarely astride the equator, about 600 miles off the coast of Ecuador, on the Galapagos Islands. As long as pinnipeds stay in the water, their principal thermoregulatory requirement is the retention of body heat. The loss of body heat to the water is minimized by a thick layer of insulating blubber. On land, however, they must be able to get rid of heat to an environment in which air temperatures can be high and solar radiation intense. How do they manage in the tropical environment of the Galapagos archipelago? Although the Galapagos are in the middle of the tropics, the waters around them are kept cool by currents which move northward along the coast of South America and then swing westward along the equator to the islands. These currents also cause local upwelling in the Galapagos, and this further contributes to the low water temperatures there. Although the water is cool, on the shore the problems of heat stress can be acute. The intense radiation of the equatorial sun often makes conditions on land completely unsuitable for animals adjusted to low temperatures. The pinnipeds of the Galapagos solve the problem of heat stress by avoiding it. The sea lions spend most of the daylight hours in the water and usually haul out on land only in the late afternoon and evening when temperature problems are minimal. They have no enemies on shore, and like many animals on oceanic islands, they show almost no fear of man.
The Galapagos fur seal belongs to the genus Arctocephalus, which is widely distributed in the subantarctic and on oceanic islands in the southern hemisphere. Aside from a small population which persists on Guadalupe Island off Baja California, no members of the genus occur north of the Galapagos at the present time. Like fur seals all over the world, the Arctocephalus of the Galapagos were decimated by commercial hunting during the 19th century. At present, they are widely dispersed and few in number. They come ashore in locations where shelter from the heat of the equatorial sun is readily available. Their habit of using caves, which appears to be primarily a thermoregulatory device, probably saved these animals from complete extermination.
In the Galapagos, Zolifas do not concentrate in huge herds as they do in California and Mexico. Instead, they form small and scattered groups. Because of the limited size of the aggregations and the strong tendency to stay in the water during the daytime, the social structure of the Zolifas that breed in the Galapagos differs somewhat from that observed in the islands off the coast of California. In the Galapagos, a breeding group usually consists of a large bull and several females, whose daytime activities are centered on some sheltered area in the intertidal zone. The bulls are territorial, but their territories are mostly aquatic. Wherever they exist, pinnipeds must come ashore to breed, but their true home is in the water, where their terrestrial clumsiness is transformed into incredible grace.